Budweiser, king of beers and proud sponsors of the 1994 U.S. Olympic team. Carbahal with an undefeated record, 18 knockouts, 30-0. Chiquita Gonzalez, 37-2, 26 knockouts. A former champion and a man who has been in 13 title bouts with a record of 11-2 in those title affairs. Well, can it be any more than the fight we just saw? There's Chiquita Gonzalez, a trim fit 107 1/4. And I'll tell you, when he comes into this ring, this largely Hispanic, largely Mexican national crowd will really tear the joint apart. Looking on a, looks like a little sucker you get at the barber shop. Here he is in a fight against Kim, the Korean. He's a two-fisted guy, make no mistake about it. Southpaw, but he throws knockout punches with either hand, never backs up. Defense is not really one of his strong points, but I tell you, attack and destroy, that's the credo by which he lives, and he has been oh so successful.
Oh yeah, aggressive, tough, gutty, and he stings. When he punches, he knocks people down and out. His favorite boxer, Pepino Cuevas, and you know what? He fights a lot like the former welterweight champion of the world. Power in both hands and loves to get in there and slug. He has perfected this Mexican style, that style of advancing and getting it on.
That's a look at Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez, the man who'll try to regain the unified light flyweight title he lost March 13th back in '93. There's the man who has the title, IBF WBC light flyweight champ. That is Michael Carbajal, the little hands of stone. I tell you, nobody in any division hits harder than this guy, and now you'll get a chance to meet him up close. Here's Michael.
Michael unified the belt, but not without first being knocked to the canvas twice by champion Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez.
And he sends him to the canvas again, and he has really hurt Carbahal this time.
But with tremendous heart, Carbahal rallied, scoring a 7th-round knockout, capturing the WBC crown.
He's got Gonzalez down. And he can't be saved by the bell. Carbahal thinks he's got it won. It appears he's got it won. He can't be saved by the bell. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. Michael Carbahal came all the way back to knock him out in the 7th round. He is the unified WBC and IBF champion.
A lot of people are saying, you know, the Chiquita fight was the best fight I ever fought. I don't think so. I think I can fight a whole lot better than that. In that fight, what showed most is the heart. And that's why people think that that was the best fight that I fought, but it's not. I can fight a whole lot better than this, than I have been. It all depends on the challenge.
Michael's biggest challenge was still yet to come. Only months later, his father, a club fighter in the 40s, his biggest fan, suddenly died.
Right after my father had passed away, a lot of people were saying, are you going to cancel your fight? You know, thought that, you know, I wasn't going to be able to fight, but, you know, I know that my father would have wanted it this way. So that's why I decided to go ahead and fight. And, you know, during this whole time training and everything, I could feel the sense of energy that just pops into me, you know, and just the surge that I get. And I think it's because of my father, because I know that he's here.
Michael has endured, given back to the community, recently remodeling a rundown abandoned building, once a church in the 30s. He's given many kids new belief with a new 9th Street gym. And still, as he prepares for his rematch with Chiquita Gonzalez, Michael recently traveled north to the cool pines of Prescott, Arizona.
Danny just wanted to get me in real good shape because we got a tough fight coming up. And it's for the high altitude and gets you a lot better shape. And just the relaxation of being away from home. And it feels good out here.
Your mind frame now as you go into this one?
I think I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put a job on them. I'm going to put it on them. I feel strong, very strong, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that I'm going to be a lot stronger than I was the first fight. I think I'm going to surprise him, too. I think I'm a lot stronger fighter than he is, and everything that goes with it, skill-wise and everything.
That's Michael Carbajal. Gonzalez coming down, and the crowd will let you know when this very popular Mexicali former champion comes into view. They will really let you know. He knocked Carbahal down in the second round and again in the fifth, and appeared to be well on his way to a victory when suddenly lightning came like a shot from nowhere. A right hand and one of the shortest lefts you'll ever see, and one of the most devastating, as Carbahal put Gonzalez on the deck. And the time ran out with about a second left in round number 7 last March 13th. And Carbahal was the unified light flyweight champion. I've seen him in 2 fights, title defenses both, Sean O'Grady. And I find it strange. In the fight against the Korean, he took a lot of punches, I thought needlessly. And yet, he has that devastating effect. One punch. He hit this Korean so hard that he fell forward. And you know from your great ring experience, you hit a guy and he falls forward, you have really hurt him and really put him away. Carbajal's a devastating puncher.
Yeah, it's usually all over when they go forward. Chiquita Gonzalez, a lot of times when a fighter loses, it makes him a better, more determined fighter. Other times, it just simply destroys them. Michael Carbajal hopes the latter. Carbajal, pumped up, fired up, told me today that he was going to fight a different style this match. However, for both of these fighters, I expect them to turn right into the same kind of fight as last time. Coming into this ring without a rope, that's a dangerous thing to do if you're not good and warmed up. However, a little bit of glisten on his back shows me that he has broken a sweat back in the dressing room. Gonzalez, see the drape over his? These shoulders is where you lose a lot of your heat.
Chiquita Gonzalez, who's in the ring, facially resembles a great fighter of a few years ago, Ruben Olivares.
Oh, yeah, one of my idols.
Yeah, look very much alike, facially resemble each other, and they're, Olivares was bigger, but
Olivares
about the same.
Bantamweight and a featherweight.
Yeah, and a great fighter, and a very popular fighter here in Los Angeles. And now you can hear the reaction of the predominantly Gonzalez crowd as they boo, and anything but thunderous applause for the man who has the 2 belts.
For the champion.
That's right, the IBF and the WBC light flyweight belts, and that's Michael Carbajal. There is a big contingent of Phoenix followers over here, of course. He's not without his fans, I don't mean to imply that. But the crowd predominantly is pulling for Humberto Gonzalez. Boy, this is some little fighting machine, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Grady.
Oh, he's a great, concentrated fighter. He is terrific. It's been great to watch his career develop and continue.
All right, the war at the shore. We've got Carbajal 30-0 with 18 knockouts, and Gonzalez with 37-2 as a record, 26 KOs. The tail of the tape, Carbajal's 26, Gonzalez a year older. Carbajal's 5 inches taller. They are approximately the same weight, and the reach advantage goes to no one. They're both in there at 63. The rules governing this unified title go: 10-point must system, 3 knockdown rule not in effect, no standing 8 count, can be saved by the bell in the last round only. The referee or the doctor can stop it. Hank Alisburo from California, Ray Solis of Mexico, and Michael Muniz of Arizona. Michael Buffer to introduce the war at the shore.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, along with Forum Boxing and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council and the International Boxing Federation with the approval and sanctioning of the California State Athletic Commission. Chairman William Eastman, Vice Chairman Willie Buchanan, Commissioners at ringside Kim Welshans, Andrew Kim, and former welterweight champion Carlos Palomino. Executive Officer Richard DeCure. Physicians at ringside Dr. Robert Carnes, Dr. Paul Wallace, and Dr. Adam Carnes. The timekeeper is Debbie Garcia. WBC President Jose Suleiman and WBC Supervisor Hector Garcia, representing the IBF, Jimmy Rondeau. The 3 judges scoring this bout on the 10-point must system will be Dr. Michael Munoz, Ray Solis, and Henry Ellis Puru. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action will be referee Lou Filippo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, y ahora, damas y caballeros, la revancha explosiva, the rematch of the 1993 Fight of the Year. So now, from the Great Western Forum here in Inglewood, California, serving Greater Los Angeles, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the light flyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, wearing yellow and black and fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 107 1/4 pounds. He brings a professional record of 37 victories with only 2 defeats, and he has proven his devastating power by scoring 26 KOs in those 37 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ciudad Neza, Mexico, introducing the challenger and #1 ranked contender in the world, the former light flyweight champion of the world, Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with red letters and weighing 107 3/4 pounds. This 1988 Olympic silver medalist is 30-0 as a professional with 18 KO. He is considered by many to be pound for pound the best in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from Phoenix, Arizona, presenting the light flyweight champion of the world, Las Manitas de Piedra, Michael Carbajal.
You both had your instructions in the dressing room. Shake hands, give me a good fight, obey my instructions. Shake hands.
Third man in the ring is Lou Filippo, veteran arbiter, and in his day, a pretty good little fighter himself. Carbahal in white, Chiquita Gonzalez in the gold and black. The crowd on its collective edges of their chairs in anticipation of another grueling bout. How do you duplicate the fight of the year of '93?
I don't know, but these first few rounds are extremely important. First of all, Chiquita Gonzalez starts very fast. He started their last fight real fast in the first round. Secondly, Michael Carbajal wants to pick this up where they left it off, with Gonzalez down on the canvas. So he wants to come out at first, show Gonzalez that was no fluke. That's really what's going to happen again tonight.
Gonzalez, to me, Sean O'Grady, seems to be a bit tentative and slow and kind of pondering. He generally comes at you with a rush.
Yes.
Maybe he remembers all too well that left hand that came like a brick out of a dark alley and ended everything for him back in March.
Oh, and how that can happen. When you taste one of those right hands, you're not going to run in anymore. You're going to change something. He said tonight he was going to change his style. He said it was going to be different tonight, but he really didn't get into specifics. You cannot stand out on the end of Michael Carbajal's punches. He has too much power for you.
Carbahal, as you can see, is taller by 5 inches. The reach, 63. Each man equal in that department. In the weight, 107 3/4 and 107 1/4.
Yeah,
It's mind-boggling to imagine the punching power these two little giants have at no bigger than they are, and I mean, they are a lights-out situation.
Oh, these two can crack. But you talked about the physical makeup of these two fighters. They're both the same reach, but they're different heights. 5 inches for Carbahal. Now, there's no advantage in the reach, but the advantage is punching down with Carbahal. What you want to do is knock your opponent down to the canvas. So you want to punch down on him.
Been a very slow first round so far. We've gone almost 2 minutes of a thrust and parry type of situation. Each man trying to feel the other out, looking to see has anything changed from March of a year ago. Carbahal, I think, has been the instigator of most of the action, although Gonzalez throws a pretty good uppercut inside.
Yeah, he caught Carbahal with several very good uppercuts in their first fight. In the opening round, that is a wicked blow for anybody. Much different fight. Look at how Gonzalez is moving now. Remember, he said he was going to fight different.
Most of the ringside experts, depending upon their allegiance, of course, were kind of split evenly in who was going to win this. I think, though, the consensus favors Carbahal, as you indicated in our opening fight comments. Once you've beaten a guy, you just naturally seem to assume a position of this guy's better than I am from the other guy's standpoint.
Even in this first round, look at the confidence that is exuded by Carbahal. Look at his posture. Look at him standing up there, controlling with the jab from the outside.
Carbahal told that it's not going to be different this time, only quicker. That's the end of round number 1. We're back in the corner with the champion. That's his brother, Dan.
Move around. That's fine. I want you to keep your hands up, okay? When you keep your hands up, find him with that jab. Once you find him with that jab, you can feint him, and he'll go for it. Then you let go of that right hand, okay? ¿Cómo me siento? He doesn't want to stay there, okay? Let him move around. You be the one making him move, okay? Keep that jab. Keep that jab. Más rápido que él, tienes más chispa que él.
Humberto Gonzalez.
Él pega más fuerte y tiene otros atributos. Pero tú vas a exponerlo tú.
Pretty businesslike in Las Vegas. Carbahal a 3-1 favorite. Over and under 9.5 rounds. However, in Tijuana, the odds said that it was no more than picket. An even bout.
You know, he landed a good left hook in that opening round. Gonzalez did. He did that from the southpaw stance. He knocked Carbahal down in their last fight. He did it from the southpaw stance. He's a fighter that loves to switch back and forth to try to confuse his opponent. However, in conversations with him before this fight, he said that he did not want to do that tonight. He said he got in trouble switching back and forth.
Pops out a left hand. Kind of a tentative jab that hit Carbahal flush in the middle of the face. The crowd is beginning to wonder when the action will start. They're a little anxious to see these two guys get after each other.
Oh yeah, and what a fight to follow. What an act to follow with that Ruelas Pendleton fight. Man, everybody in the crowd was up cheering. They were hollering. Now this fight slows down, and usually the first fight with Ministry did not, but usually these pro fights don't get started for a few rounds. So this crowd is now sitting on their hands.
There's not a lot of love lost between these two men. They, I think, respect each other's boxing skills and their obvious accomplishments, but I don't believe neither one of them are gonna, I don't think there's any birthday cards or Christmas cards exchanged.
Oh yeah, they both respect each other inside the ropes, but both of them say they will do what it takes to win the fight.
This is, of course, or was back in March of last year, a fight that the boxing public demanded. And seldom has a fight lived up to its pre-fight hype, but that one did. So much so that that's one of the greatest fights people have saw in the entire year of 1993. It was named Fight of the Year.
I'm telling you, one of the best fights I've ever seen. That fight was terrific. It had everything in a fight. It had the drama. It had the excitement, the fear, the danger. This fight, and this is what happens many times in rematches. The two had so much respect, living back over that first fight, thinking about those punches, thinking about getting hit with unnecessary blows, that they are extremely cautious. That's what's happening here in the opening rounds of this fight.
We're in round number 2, and it has been a slow, cautious affair between these two. Gonzalez in the yellow, trimmed in black, and fighting out the southpaw stance. Carbahal all in white. Father of the two. Crowd begins to set up a chant.
There he goes. They want Chiquita to come on.
Our producer, Frank Belmont, says the crowd probably is still limp over that battle between Pendleton and the new IBF lightweight champion, Rafael Ruelas.
Probably worn out.
10 seconds remain in round 2. Almost a year ago in the second round, Gonzalez decked Carbahal with a solid shot. Round 2, kind of quietly, goes into the books, and will follow Gonzalez back to his corner.
Provócalo, que te tire golpes. No lo dejes que esté descansando. Provócalo, que te tire para que puedas cabecear y hacerlo trabajar más. Si tienes la seguridad. Pinta, baja tu cuerpo, lo levantas y lo vuelves a bajar. Ya, acuérdate que lo estuvimos trabajando. Sí.
Calm, cool, collected.
If he's afraid to come in and fight, don't worry, the crowd's going to get on him. All right? You don't have to do nothing but jab at his ass and make him move.
Confident, rather calm and collected across the way in the champion's corner.
Well, I believe they were telling Gonzalez between rounds, more work, more punches, strong on the inside. I believe they want more action from him. He cannot allow for this fight to go 12 rounds like this. He'll end up losing a 12-round decision and maybe getting knocked out. He must be active. Remember how he went in there? Even today, he told me, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take it to him. It's either going to be him or me. I'm going to give him everything I got. I'm either going to knock him out or get knocked out.
But he can't do much fighting this at long range.
Yeah, he's not doing it here, and he cannot.
Even though the reach is the same, he's 5 inches shorter. He's going to have to get inside because Carbahal is not only a good puncher, he's a fine boxer, and he's quick-handed, quick-footed. And he does have those little hands of steel and stone. He is.
And they are little hands, too. They are tiny hands, but he can drop.
Now that overhand right by Carbahal elicited a nice response from Gonzalez. Threw a nice little flurry of punches up against the rope. Now catches a left jab.
Sometimes you have to wake up your opponent. You know, and this is not his ordinary style. Gonzalez trying to move, trying to box. This is something he's trying to do this fight. But and if you're going to do that, you've got to be using some jabs. Even if you miss, or even if they don't reach your opponent, it keeps his eyes busy.
These guys are about a foot away from a real good fight. They just moved, but each one moved 6 inches closer. This crowd would not be booing, whistling. They'd be roaring. This is the third round. It's scheduled for 12. Their first beating ended seconds before the bell ended the 7th round. The Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas last March.
The overhand right, but we need to see more of those from Gonzalez. And if you are fighting a taller man, like Chiquita is doing, instead of reaching up for that head, it's much easier to go down to the body. I know from experience, a lot of the fighters from south of the border, they love hitting the head. They love going upstairs. They love the big knockout. And he certainly got the power, but you got to set that knockout up. Go down, get Michael looking for those body shots, and then come upstairs.
Crowd again vocalizing their displeasure at the inactivity.
Giving these rounds away, Gonzalez will hear it in his corner when he returns. They're going to be upset. The two bang heads right there.
I think Gonzalez is punished. I think he's landed the more punches.
Is that the headbutt?
No, I really do. I don't think Carbahal did much at all, but I don't know that Carbahal has to do much. Remember, he wears the title.
Already a cut on Humberto Gonzalez. Bad place. Headbutt, he said. They two ran their faces together. That cut right over the pupil of the eye.
Well, they called it a headbutt, and that was duly noted.
Yeah, both of them were trying to move. Yeah, see him moving in with his hands out at the side. Correct. That's what caused it. Oh, that hurts. And you, being that you cause it, you feel so dumb. Because I had done that a few times, but he ran his face into the top of Michael's head. And Carbahal does a wonderful job of tucking that chin, keeping his chin real low, so that if you do bang head, it hits him on the top of the head.
A note about that headbutt, it has been duly noted. Now, should the fight be stopped because of that cut, they might very well go to the scorecards to see who has won it. It's an accidental headbutt. And the the scorecards would determine if indeed this fight is stopped because of it at whatever point in whatever round. And there is a lot of blood flowing now right down the inside of the left eye and right down alongside his nose.
Right down the bridge of the nose. Ugly cut.
Gonzalez is not a stranger to having cuts or having to fight with blood coursing down his face.
Oh yeah, when you get headbutted, it was smart. It hurts. But you don't know you're cut until you see the blood trickling down. And he certainly knows he's cut now.
When Lou Filippo came over into that corner between rounds, they told him it was a headbutt. And he... Well, they notified the referee that it was, and it certainly was an accidental headbutt. And Lou Filippo knows it. Boy, there's a mess of blood rolling down the face now. It is copious.
Wow.
It is above the left eye, and of course it just rolls down his face.
Right over the eye. That's going to go right under his eye. Blur his vision. If you're Carbahal, you try to hit that, open up more. You can hit him on that side. That will blind him. And he would do better from the left-handed position now because of that cut. It's harder to reach a man, the left side of a man's face when he's fighting left-handed.
So he immediately goes into the orthodox style, fights right-handed, and the left side of his face is hanging right up.
Right. And it's easier to nail your opponent with an overhand right when he's standing right-handed.
Well, it's obvious that Gonzalez's corner is going to be hard-pressed to stem the flow of that.
Very ugly. Chuck Bodak, an excellent cut man in the corner of Humberto Gonzalez. They're going to let the doctor take a look at it. That's in a bad place. It's early in a fight, in a real title fight. I think after this round, I believe the referee said, and the doctor said, give him another round. And also, I like that from the referee, or the doctor. He's going to give the corner man a chance to work on that cut and see what they can do.
Well, it's obvious that the threat of this fight being stopped because of that cut will spur Gonzalez on, and he now has thrown more punches in the last 20 seconds than he did in the first 3 rounds. We're in round number 4.
Oh, yeah, he's fighting out of desperation now.
All right, in the corner, and they're going to have to get after it in a hurry, but they aren't that quick getting the ring.
Busy work. Get set, get seated on that stool.
I don't see Bodak over there. He's not over there. Chuck Bodak's not working in that corner. He's considered by most fight fans to be the #1 cut man.
Cierra el ojo, ¿eh? Sí. Cierra el ojo este. Tranquilo, sí. Tranquilito, tranquilito. Ponte en la toalla.
There is the cut man. See, they've got coagulant on that 4x4 that they're putting up there, and then coagulant on that swab, that Q-tip.
When it bleeds, it'll suck the vision. I'll let you start, but if it starts bleeding, I'm instructing him to stop the fight.
Yeah. That can't stop. They can't stop that bleeding. That cut is too deep.
Well,
this
you
is not
probably have gotten the message of what's to come. I don't know how they could stop that from bleeding. Just the mere exertion of bouncing up and down, throwing punches would seem to be a fait accompli that this cut will reopen again. So Gonzalez is going to have to knock Carbahal out, one would assume, because Lou Filippo is looking at him very, very closely. If that starts to flow again, the cut over his left eye, why, this fight will be stopped. We're in the 5th round. A headbutt produced the item under discussion.
And boxing from the southpaw stance wisely, protecting that eyes. Chiquita
stuck a left hand right in the middle of Carbajal's face.
Yeah, well, they've done a decent job on that cut. There is a little bit of blood trickling down, but not bleeding like it was the last round. He needs another 1 minute between rounds to keep that thing from bleeding.
not privy to Dr. Karn's statement. I'll let you go another round, but the minute it starts to bleed, I'm going to instruct the referee to stop the fight. Lou Filippo's looking at it very, very closely. It is a cut above the eye, and the blood flows down alongside the inside of the nose, and of course it looks ghastly, and a lot of blood flowing certainly will impair the vision in the left eye of Gonzalez. I know that Lou Filippo, I know Dr. Karns are really going to bend over backwards. This is a championship fight, and thousands of people have paid a lot of money to see these two great little fighters get after one another. Gonzalez is having the best round, but look at the blood start to flow again. The problem is he's got almost a minute to go.
You know, you were talking earlier about the heat of their bodies up inside this ring while they're fighting. Also the heat from the television light add to that. They're working very, hard, just moving around. The heart beats faster. The blood flows out quicker. So, unfortunate situation, and I think Michael knows it too, because he seems to be stepping back too. However, if you're Carbahal, you got to hit him on that eye. You got to hit that blood. Take him out of the misery.
Well, Gonzalez is having a pretty good round. He's landed some good shots on Carbahal, but he's fighting out of sheer desperation, if not frustration.
Yeah, and when you see your own blood, it makes a different person out of you. You say, hey, I can bleed. I can get hurt.
Well, now he's going to last through this round. You heard the 10-second call, and if the referee doesn't stop it, he's going to have another minute. They're going to have to worry and work on that eye in a
You got to hustle
in a hurry.
Get him down on that stool, make him sit down, and then start putting that medicine on there.
The doctor's not going over to look at it. Lou Filippo's looking in.
Ya te mostraste más activo, Betito. Sí, ahora sí, tíralo. Esa cortada creo que no va a ocasionar ningún problema. Tú pelea, ¿me entiendes? Porque creo que vas a ganar. A ratito empiezas a explotar, es el sexto round y empiezas a explotar con tu condición, tirando y quitando.
Betito, procure terminar el round aquí cerquita de su esquina, no termine el round allá.
That's Dr. Robert Karns.
Surprised to see no rubber gloves in the corner. The ringside doctor.
Rápido, regresa.
Let it go. No rubber gloves over there in the corner.
I thought it was Gonzalez's best round, Sean O'Grady. I thought he forced the action from whatever point you want to look at, desperation, frustration, or what. Here they go for round number 6.
Yeah, and that's something else when you are cut and you're fighting. Every round you think, I got to end it this round because they're going to stop it. They're going to stop it any minute, so you try to give everything that you have. Sometimes punching yourself out.
Carbahal, I'm sure, realizes the dire straits that cut above the eye poses and presents for Gonzalez. But remember, Carbahal remembers all too well the devastating punching power of this little guy from Mexicali. Not once, but twice he was floored. And while he said later that he really wasn't hurt, he certainly was knocked on the back of his lap in resounding fashion.
No fighter would admit that they're hurt.
Well, that's a lot of blood coming out of it.
It's coming out now.
This, round 5 really was pretty good. Round 6 here now, it's really flowing. And it's almost made a mask of blood of the entire face.
It may be from that work the last round. He said when he came on more in that 5th. But if you're Carbahal, you got to hit that eye more. You got to end this fight. You cannot allow for a fight like this to go on with a rematch and with a man bleeding like Gonzalez is.
Gonzalez, I don't know, I'm going back to the Pendleton-Ruelas fight. I thought Ruelas had to knock Pendleton out to win that fight.
There's Dr. Karns.
Karns looking on, watching.
Also, too, Michael Carbajal wants a clean knockout. He doesn't want this fight to be stopped. He wants a KO, 8-9-10, you're out. And now he sees that it may end the knockout. Two of them again, bang heads.
Dr. Karns looking on, watching, of course, with the professional and medical interest as well, his concern for the well-being of these two fighters. Gonzalez took a couple of solid shots to the jaw. Now this is the kind of fight the fans envision, toe-to-toe. Gonzalez giving, taking, Suddenly, after a very slow 3 rounds to open it up. Oh, left-right shot by Carbahal.
Another right by Carbahal, right on the eye. See, now he's digging that eye. Danny Carbajal, his brother in the corner, said, you close this fight when you want to. You can stay on the inside if you want to, or you can stay on the outside and jab, whatever it is that you want to do.
107 3/4 pounds, these two little giants.
They look like jockeys. They're both tiny. Hard to believe they can muster up that much power. 18 KOs for 30 wins. And Michael, 26 KOs out of 37 for Humberto Gonzalez.
Back to the corner he goes. Yep, round 6 is in the books. They're going to have to get after that eye again. Maybe I'm getting paranoid, but it seems to me the corner's a little slow getting in there.
You're right. They need every second they can muster up to work on that cut.
Lou Filippo wants to look at it.
I want to look at it too.
I don't think they're going to show it to you. You know,
if it's bad too, you got to try to hide it from the doctor, hide it from the referee.
And another minor point, you've got to wash the blood off from every chance you get.
That's right.
Filippo comes over to check with one of the judges here at ringside. Seconds out, he says.
Right on the eye. Carbahal, the right hand cop, boom. Correct.
The best left-right combination thrown by the champions so far tonight. Both men's trunks are just covered with blood. The blood belonging to Humberto Gonzalez, who's got Carbahal against the ropes. Nice series of solid shots thrown by Gonzalez. 2-3 to the body, a couple upstairs. This is round number 7. The blood starts to flow again. Left hand by Gonzalez. The crowd beginning to pick up the tempo of the Mexicali former champion's plight. Remember, the crowd very Hispanic and very much pulling for Chiquita, who took a right hand right in the middle of the face.
Couple of right hands. Chiquita now boxing solely from the left-handed stance.
You know, the blood is flowing rather freely, and it is messy, and it is ugly, and yet it doesn't seem to have impaired his ability to fight. His face was like that back in the 3rd round, 4th round, and it is now, and now Lou Filippo's coming over. He's going to take a look at it to be sure.
Well, remember the last fighter was Michael Carbajal, who had the cut high on the forehead with that mohawk haircut. Does not have that tonight.
Gonzalez boxing well, dodging, weaving, bobbing, escaping a lot of solid shots intended by Carbahal.
Pretty good start of this 7th round for him, but Humberto Gonzalez has to win every round from here on out in order to have a chance at winning this championship. Unless he knocks him out.
Yes, of course. In this round, back in March 13th, 93, the round was nearly over. Carbahal had been down twice, and suddenly a right, and then one of the shortest left hands you'll ever see in boxing.
Very pretty left hand. Carbahal says his best punch is his right hand, but I disagree. I think the left hook.
You know, if it weren't for the blood all over Gonzalez and all over Carbahal, I don't know what Gonzalez is more than holding his own with the champion. He has shown more defense and boxing skills than I expected from him tonight. He being Gonzalez, he is renowned as a banger and a puncher.
Well, both of them said they didn't want to get hit as much as they did last time. Both of them said they took too many unnecessary blows. Big punches by both of them there.
Indeed, toe-to-toe. Again, just seconds remaining here in round number 7. And as the blood flows, why Gonzalez survives again. There's the bell. That's the end of round number 7. It's scheduled for 12. And again, they'll work on that cut above the left eye of Humberto Gonzalez. In the corner across the way, Carbahal.
He wants to last the 12 rounds, okay? He's trying to sneak in some sneaky shit. Remember what I told you? When he turns southpaw, you're doing fine. You spin him around, he can't do nothing, all right? Michael, keep working that cut. Okay, when you spin him around and you guys are inside, just throw little short right hands. Bang, bang. Hit that cut. That's what this is about, okay? Don't matter.
Well, here is, look, there's that cut. Ooh, ugly place.
That's ugly.
They've just about got it stopped bleeding. This is what they want, more punches right on that cut.
Two solid right hands by Carbahal. Another look at it. One, there's another.
Just on the cut.
Backs Gonzalez up.
Yeah, against these southpaw fighters, as Chiquita is fighting now, you are trained to throw a real straight right hand and come back with a left hook. The way they stand, they are susceptible to those punches.
Carbahal has the IBF and the WBC light flyweight titles. Result of the unification bout of March of '93. Blood flowing as we have the fight right above us now in the corner. Gonzalez, blood flowing down his face. Carbahal trying to take advantage of it. It's a very inviting target, Sean O'Grady.
Oh, yeah, and Danny, his brother in the corner, wants him to hit that cut. Also, he says, this man's just trying to stay in there 12 rounds. You gotta take him out.
I think I just got hit with a shot.
You want a standing 8 count?
I've been getting a standing 8 count all my life. What are you talking about?
But you always weather the storm well. Michael Carbahal. Carb is controlling it from the outside with that long jab. Gonzalez must put more pressure on him. Must throw more punches.
Crowd getting a bit impatient.
Oh, yeah.
We're in round number 8.
See how Carbahal bends over at the waist? He hides that body. He pulls that body back so you can't hit me in the body. Keeps those elbows in nice and tight. Hands up high. Oh, good left hook. You know, that left hook in their first fight, in the 3rd round, the left hook did the damage that eventually knocked out Chiquita. And I had thought that Michael would get that left hook going quicker tonight. Because of that.
Round number 8, and Carbahal has hit Gonzalez with several lead right hands. We showed you a couple. There's been one there and another one a moment ago. Gonzalez, though, indefatigable. He just keeps marching in. Now he's got Carbahal or had him backed into his own corner.
They should stop this fight. And it could be stopped anytime. Gonzalez, although there is not a lot of blood on his face now, I think it's all been knocked off from Carbahal.
This is round number 8 coming to a close. Neither man has been down.
And you know,
Headbutt has given Gonzalez an enormous 1.5 inch, maybe 2 inch cut over his left eye that has bled profusely.
and there it is. Oh, that is nasty.
Que sabes hacer, Beto. Fuerte para adelante.
Ya, que no le digan ya nada. No, ya, vamos. Por favor, Beto, tira tus combinaciones fuertes. Explota la condición física que tienes.
4 rounds.
Vamos, Beto. Sí. Abajo. La condición física que tienes, Beto, explótala. Ahora pegas y cabeceas y lo empujas, oblígalo a pelear a ver qué es lo que va a pasar, ¿entiendes? Sí. Tenemos que hacer algo, rifarnos. La pelea está cerca, tienes que explotar. Todo el trabajo que hicimos aquí es bueno, pero realízalo, fuerte, pelea.
Out they come for round number 9.
Yeah, and at a time when the doctor's help would really serve justice to Chiquita Gonzalez. If the doctor came in and stopped the fight, Chiquita Gonzalez could say, hey, I was cut. It was a rematch. We should rematch. I was cut from a headbutt. This way, it appears if they go the full 12, that Chiquita Gonzalez has no chance of winning.
Well, I think you're minimizing Gonzalez's ability to punch. Here's a guy that has posted 26 knockouts and has knocked this man down in their last appearance twice.
Yeah,
I think he's got the ability to knock Carbahal down and out.
Knocked him down twice early in the fight.
Well, in the second and again in the fifth in a fight that lasted 7 rounds.
Perhaps he does. However, you look at his actions, he's fighting like a man who's already built up a big lead. He's boxing, he's not throwing punches. He may have mopped himself into a corner. I've got Carbahal every round.
Well, I don't know about that. I think the cut has influenced a lot of people into thinking that Gonzalez might be hurt. I don't think Gonzalez is hurt. I don't think he's been hurt.
Oh, he's been hurt from that headbutt.
Well, that headbutt, but I mean, it has not hurt his fighting ability. The only thing that does is hamper him because it makes it look as though he's been run through a windshield at 90 miles an hour.
Well, why do you leave him in here to take these shots from Carbahal? That blood coming down.
I don't agree. I think that he's not very much in this fight.
But he's not fighting like he's wanting to win, like he's wanting to win this. He's not fighting like with intent. He's not fighting like a man who's cut and backed into a corner and needs a knockout to win.
Well, I don't think that he thinks the fight is going to be stopped because of that cut. I think that he feels that they haven't stopped it 3 rounds ago. It's not bleeding any worse now than it did 3 rounds ago. Why haven't they stopped it?
There was a point there a few rounds back where they should have stopped it also, I thought. But the doctor is on top of it, and Chiquita maybe heard what I was saying because he's throwing more punches. Carbahal cannot go to sleep. You know, Gonzalez did, in your defense, Tom, Gonzalez did say he wanted to take this fight to the later rounds. Right hand, maybe you're right.
But I don't think that Gonzalez looks like a man who's just going through the motions and wants this thing to end. He wants to knock Carbahal out, and he's doing his level best to do it.
He wanted to knock Carbahal out the last time they fought, because I saw it.
Well, the case could be that maybe he's not capable of doing it, but don't stop him without giving him a chance just because he got a headbutt.
Look at that cut.
That's all right. They will stop it. That's the end of round number 9. It's scheduled for 12.
Told you. He thinks he's going to take you into the later rounds and you're going to wear, okay? Don't swing and miss. Don't swing and wild, okay? You're doing fine. Work it as much as you can. Throw them straight shots. It's okay. Even if you tap him, it's got to go open. It's got to stay open. Don't worry about knocking him out, Michael. It'll come. It'll come. When you least expect it, it's going to be there. Don't try to go for it too much, okay?
Well, Humberto Gonzalez was active the last round. Here he is throwing some good punches. Good shots. A lot of hooks from him. Michael Carbahal throwing the straight shots.
Round number 10.
Still not the intent on his punches that I saw in their first fight.
Scheduled for 12. Neither man has been down. A headbutt giving Gonzalez a severe 1.5 inch, maybe 2 inch long gash above his left eye. It has been a troublesome, ugly thing since back in the 4th round. But Carbahal with the right hand.
Good right hook. He loves the hooks. Chiquita Gonzalez. How effective Carbajal is with a jab. However, against the southpaw fighters, that is a difficult weapon to throw. Their right hand blocks your left jab. That's why jabbing southpaw is always difficult to fight.
Good combination by Gonzalez brings a roar of approval from the predominantly Gonzalez crowd here at the Great Western Forum. Both men are covered in blood. Pet peeve of mine is a fighter with white trunks. No matter how good he's doing, anybody gets cut, he suddenly looks like somebody has thrown him in a tub of red dye.
Oh yeah, that red shows up on the white trunks much more vividly than on dark-colored trunks. And red is a shot to the eye anyway. The color red, that's why stop signs are red. That's why stop lights are red. Good. Right hook. No, left hook. Chiquita.
Gonzalez backs Carbahal in the corner. Carbahal tries to get away, and they fought into a clinch. This is round 10. Fight that started slowly was turned into a bloody affair by a headbutt in the 4th round. Has continued, and
you got to give Chiquita credit. Look at him, still fighting. Blood and guts. It takes determination to go out there when you got blood streaming down your face.
Crowd begins to take an avid interest in this one.
Ya es 11 y 12, Beto, pero bajo presión, mira, Betito, espérame, escúchame, está cerquita de él, ya no lo dejes, porque él termina, fíjate, él termina de tirar y se va tantito para atrás, sorpréndelo tirando rectos, para que se haga más notorio, pero ahí...
Doing good, Michael.
That's all. Remember, you can box him, he can't do nothing. He's got a lunge. He can't win the round hitting your gloves and running, okay? He can't do that. There's no way. You're landing the cleaner shots, okay? No mouthpiece.
Well, Danny appears to be satisfied, landing the cleaner shots. There's no way he can lunge at you and win these rounds.
Gonzalez comes out with a flurry as they get into round 11, scheduled for 12. I tell you, when you look at Gonzalez's face down the corner's done a truly remarkable job.
Yeah.
The cut is not bleeding at all. I'm sure it will start again. But there are moments that it just has been stopped entirely. Some rounds it flows copiously, others just a trickle.
Yeah, that's because they've asked, you heard Danny asking Michael to hit that cut. As a fighter, you're taught to spin your punches right on the end, pronate the blow. You twist it right at the end to try to rip those cuts open a little bit wider, a little bit more. Michael Carbahal has gotten into a really bad habit. See that big mouthpiece that he has? He has a habit of leaving that mouthpiece out, exposed. When you have your mouth open, you get hit in the jaw, it hurts.
You break your jaw open.
Blood's coming down now.
It's obvious these two came into this one fit and ready to go. Round number 11 in progress. Gonzalez working away. Carbahal picking him off of that left hand. Gonzalez. Now the blood flowing quite freely. Oh, yeah.
Right down the face. Very tough kid.
If they didn't stop this fight because of that cut back in the 4th round.
They're not going to here.
No.
Yeah, they can all see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
shot by Gonzalez.
Right hook. That from the southpaw stance once again.
Carbahal took it in stride and now rushes his man into a corner, and they fall into a clinch. Lou Filippo breaks him apart. Been quite a night here. There's War by the Shore. We hope you've enjoyed it. Scotty Olsen, a loser. Paez, a winner. A new IBF lightweight champion in Rafael Ruelas, who got off the canvas not once but twice in the first round to win a unanimous decision victory over Freddie Pendleton. Gonzalez backs his man into the corner, and Carbahal fights his way out of it.
Closing in. Now is when he is turning up. This is when I see the intensity on his punches. This is where he is looking like a fighter who wants to knock his opponent out. Not earlier in this fight. Big, straight left hand. Carbahal is hurt.
That's the end of round number 11.
Big
Gonzalez bloody, but certainly not unbowed, over to his corner. And they'll work once again on the cut above his eye.
Nada más. Por favor. Mira, Beto, por favor. Beto, anula su gancho izquierdo, la mano derecha la tiene muerta, pero su gancho izquierdo anda buscando desesperado. Él sabe que la pelea se niveló y este round es el...
Don't go for it.
Go try to come out and go for broke.
Here's another look back at round 11.
Yep, and more pressure, more intent on his punches. Going in, Gonzalez throwing that big left over the top to buckle the knees of Carbahal. Carbahal mouth wide open. There is where Humberto Gonzalez is looking at a fighter that wants to win this title. But I've got him way behind.
Out they come for round number 12. I hesitate to point out that we haven't been right to scoring all night long. Gonzalez trying to get back the light flyweight title that he lost to Carbahal. Round number 12 with their scheduled championship goal.
Yeah, Carbahal cannot stand there and freeze. Against left-handed fighters, you find yourself freezing a lot. You stand still. Look at him waiting. Come on in here. I got something for you. He wants to load up on the right hand. Forget about the jab. I just want to hit you with this right hand. Now both men fighting with more intent.
Carbahal tonight is getting paid $1 million. That is quite a paycheck for a guy at 107 3/4 pounds. He brought a new meaning to the light flyweight division.
Single-handedly, it was him that brought attention to this division. This division has always had some terrific fighters, but nobody cared. It felt like the fighters in this division did not have the big power punch. You can't tell that to these two fighters.
15,102 on hand here at the Great Western Forum.
That blood really coming down. The blood that you see is also mixed with water, where they put on the corner, the sweat. So yeah, you lose some blood, but not as much as it appears. They will take him to the hospital tonight to sew him up. They'll immediately check his blood pressure. Good right hand again by Carbahal. He said, come in, I got this right hand for you. Chiquita Gonzalez is 9 times a top.
Toe-to-toe, and just less than a minute remaining in this last round of the championship fight. Neither man has been down. And after a slow start and a headbutt that opened a big cut over the left eye of Gonzalez, these two have been at each other in the last 3 or 4 rounds toe-to-toe.
Pressure. Humberto Gonzalez trying to pull it on, trying to steal his final round. Blood and guts.
There's the bell. it's over. Both men around the ring with their arms raised. Carbahal picked up. Aside from that cut, Humberto Gonzalez looked like he could go another 12. But a lot of blood pouring down his face. And it has been such for the last 8 rounds. A headbutt back in the 4th round opened up a huge cut over his left eye. Julio Diaz, who was in the corner working there on Gonzalez, and that almost unreal cut above his eye, did a truly remarkable job. He never quite stopped it throughout the entire fight, but there were moments when he had it slammed shut and enabled Gonzalez to continue this fight. A lot of people think Carbahal pitched a shutout. I don't happen to be one of them. It'll be interesting to see what the judges say about this fight. As they raise Carbahal, predominantly Gonzalez crowd sets up a round of boos. Tough card tonight. Unbelievable. Morales gets up off the deck twice in the 1st round to win the IBF lightweight title. Scotty Olsen loses a decision to Jorge Luis Ramon. Paez gets a 5th round KO over Andre Sandoval after a broken nose, and Sandoval could not come out to continue the fight in the 5th. And now the judges will be deciding this one. Neither man was down. Carbahal was the champion. The old rule of thumb, you've got to beat the champion to get his title. Whether Gonzalez beat him or not remains to be seen. There's a cut over the eye of Carbahal as well, but nothing nearly as severe as the cut Gonzalez suffered. Michael Buffer in the ring. He's not ready yet. He's over there checking the cards. Buffer's not ready. So if you'll bear with me, he's still checking the cards across the way. Off come the gloves. Neither man was down. Neither man looked as though he was going down. Michael appears as confident as he did when he climbed into the ring with the 2 championship belts. Here's Michael Buffer, and let's find out how it turned out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Great Western Forum, we go to the scorecards. Hector Garcia scores about 117 to 113. He has it for Gonzalez. Dr. Michael Munoz scores the bout 115 to 114 for Carbahal. And Ray Solis scores the bout 115 to 113 for the winner by split decision. And new flyweight champion of the world, Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez.
Well, I hate to say I told you so. The man put up a great fight. This little Mexicali champion who has suddenly come back to outlast everybody. He has beaten Carbahal, a split decision, but he had a magnificent performance, and I think people looking on saw that cut and felt that it was indeed going to determine the outcome of this fight, only if they stopped it, because never was he hurt, never did he go down, and he battled this man, a great champion, tooth and nail for 12 rounds. Only the headbutt made this something to look on as a fight that might or should possibly have been stopped. I never thought so. All right. Let's go up into the ring. Sean O'Grady is up there somewhere with the new champion. All right.
I am up here, Tom.
Let's go up and find out. Sean?
I am up here, Tom. I'm looking for Chiquita Gonzalez. They right now are celebrating the moment in excitement. Tony Morales is going to help me talk to Chiquita and translate for me. Chiquita, congratulations. Are you hurt? How do you feel? You got to be excited.
¿Cómo te sientes? Me siento bien contento porque yo me preparé para ganar.
He feels very happy because he's well prepared to win, he says.
Otro pinche cinturón que no sirve.
Eh?
No, nada.
The fight was kind of slow at first. Was it your intent to take it to the later rounds, and why?
El pleito en los primeros rounds comenzaste muy despacio. ¿Era tu plan comenzar muy despacio y luego ganar?
Era mi plan ese. de menos a más.
That was his plan from beginning to end, to be slow in the beginning and win him and beat him in the end rounds, final rounds.
The crowd seemed to be a little bit upset in the early rounds. Why is that?
El público no estaba muy contento con como estaba peleando en los primeros rounds. ¿Por qué piensan que pensaban así?
Es que era mi plan, de menos a más, y ya después del cuarto, quinto round, la presión.
Okay. El plan de él era, okay, his plan was in the early rounds to coast, and from the fifth round on, to put the pressure on him.
Are you surprised, Chiquita, that they did not stop it because of that cut? It is very bad.
¿Estás sorprendido que no pararon el pleito por la cortada que tenías en el primer round?
Lo que pasa es que mi esquina me dijeron que no hubiera problema de eso y que estuviera yo peleando como si nada. Me la detuvieron muy bien.
He says that his corner told him, don't worry about the cut. We're going to win this fight. The cut is not serious enough to stop the fight in any way. So even though it bled a lot, he said it was not a problem.
Well, the corner certainly knew what they were talking about. Tom Kelly, I am surprised. How about you?
I'm not surprised at all, Sean O'Grady, as I told you while this fight was going on. All right, now Gonzalez wins it, and this is the reaction as the announcement was made of the split decision that gave him the combined light flyweight titles. Watch on his face. Remember, it might have been a little tough for him to understand at first because Spanish is his native language, of course, and Buffer spoke in English. Now here's Michael Carbajal, a great champion, but one who did not successfully defend his titles tonight. I will tell you that the third war by the shore will be a dandy. And one has to congratulate both men. Certainly, Humberto Gonzalez, who came into this fight ready to fight and did not let a severe headbutt and cut discourage him in any shape, manner, or form. Let's go to Carbahal and Sean O'Grady.
Michael, I am quite surprised that he won the fight. Did you think it was even close?
What can I say? You know, I don't have no excuses. The judges said he won, so he won. But in my heart, I know that I won the fight. You know, I don't have no excuses. You know, I'm a great champion, and I congratulate him. But I thought I landed the most solid punches, and I kept the fight. I kept the pressure, but what can I say? The judges thought he won, and what could I do?
Oh, yeah, you have been a great champion. Now, you gave Gonzalez a rematch. Do you think he will give you a rematch?
I don't know. I hope he does. In this fight, I don't think he wanted to stand there and fight, so I don't know what, but I want a rematch as soon as possible.
Were you surprised that he came out like he did? He was boxing, he was moving?
No, I figured he was, because I felt right after the first round that he was, you know, he had some fear in him. He kept moving away, and he tried to fight a boxer's fight, and what can I say?
I saw you the last few rounds saying with your glove, what were you trying to get him to do?
I try to get him to fight. That's what he is. He's a fighter, but against me, it's a different story.
I'm really surprised. Well,
me too, but what can we say, Sean? I'll get back. Everybody in Phoenix, hey, Smitty, this one was for you. And everybody in the neighborhood, hey, still party because I'm still champion. I'll be back.
Yeah,
and don't worry about it.
Michael, what about the cut? Happened in the fourth round. Do you think they should have stopped it?
No, I wasn't really worried about it. I just kept my composure and tried to go after him and try to stop him, but he kept going away, and that was the way.
I heard Danny telling you to hit that cut to try to open it up more. Do you think you were able to do that, looking back on it now?
Pretty much I was. I probably should have threw a little bit more right hands, but like I said, you know, I don't have no excuses. I'm still champion, and I'll be right back. And Chiquita, you better give me that rematch. But,
Okay, Michael Carbahal wants another rematch, but I'm telling you, once a champion, Tom, always a champion. Back to you.
Well, that's it. The scene in the ring as Carbahal leaves, and the new champion in the light flyweight division, to the roar of his fans, and they by far were in the majority here tonight. Cheer him as he goes to the dressing room. All right, let's go to Fernando Paramo. He's back there in the dressing rooms, and we'll get a final comment from him.
Well, we've seen a broken nose, a broken hand, a lot of broken dreams, but we also seen the beginning of several fiestas down here at the dressing rooms. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you, Fernando. Sean O'Grady joins me. You don't need that. Just come over here. Sean O'Grady joins me coming down out of the ring. I know you didn't think that Gonzalez won it. I thought that he had every chance to win it. I thought the headbutt was merely a major distraction, and I don't think that Carbahal outfought him. But it'll make for a great rematch.
Yeah, well, you know what? I said before, it takes a wonderful fighter to come back after being beat, as Chiquita had been, and turn the fight around. Well, that's what he did tonight. I personally don't think that he won, but I'm not the judge. In fact, I'm known for being wrong on my picks anyway.
And of course, we had a new lightweight champion crowned tonight, and our congratulations to Rafael Ruelas. He survived 2 first-round knockdowns and maybe a knockdown in the 9th round that wasn't duly recorded, and yet he still persevered and won, beating Freddie Pendleton. It was a great championship fight.
What was a terrific fight, and more importantly, I think, was the fight, not only that, but was the fight plan that Rafael Ruelas had, a fight plan similar to this man's plan. Chiquita wanted to take this fight to the later rounds. He certainly did that with the cut bleeding, guts and determination. He strapped back on his title belt.
Well, he goes back to the dressing room a very happy man, obviously. Carbahal, understandably upset about the loss. Chiquita's back there being congratulated by everybody, and deservedly so. It'll make for a great rematch. If they had the desert battle and tonight the war by the shore, I don't know where they'll have the next one. And I don't know what building will be big enough, but I hope I'm around to see it because it'll be a dandy. Thank you, Sean O'Grady. Our thanks to Fernando Paramo, and thanks to all of you. We hope you've enjoyed the war by the shore from the Forum in Los Angeles. Till we see you again, I'm Tom Kelly. Good night.